our last day in Costa Rica,
Yeah.
and what a ride. I really have enjoyed this time with you and the kids, and I feel like we kind of got what we came here for, and it feels like a really good time to discuss that and kind of go into the next chapter of what this is. And so this is a really good setting for that, Costa Rica.
Yeah. And our last day, we're relaxed. We've really enjoyed ourselves. I really think it's the first vacation that has felt like vacation and not a trip. I think a lot of parents joke that, like, it's a trip when you're with your kids. It's not a vacation. And it's felt like that because having little kids is so much work. And so this has felt like vacation. We've had a lot of family time. Our kids are old enough. There's no more diapers. And so there's this segue in our personal lives that is allowing us to professionally make some shifts, which is what we're here to do, right? And so maybe we can just share with people who we are.
Yeah.
Who are you? Why are you here?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a chiropractor and a functional medicine doctor, and I'm really wanting to lean into moving a little bit slower and having more, I guess, a felt sense of being in a regulated body. Where for a really long time, I think I was dissociated, and I didn't know that, right? So I went through my own journey and reconnecting to myself, and really that's a process that I'm still learning and understanding, but I'm at a place now where I feel proud of myself that I've gotten to this place, and it's really kind of reconnected us and rekindled us in our marriage, and we went through a pretty rough time, a rough patch together, and that was necessary in order to get to this place now where we've had a beautiful trip, a very connected place.
Yeah, feels really good to be here with you.
That has not been the way that it has gone for many vacations.
Right,
we end up needing a vacation from a vacation, but this doesn't feel that way, and that's new.
Yeah, and it feels good. I want to say too that I'm really proud of the work you've done personally.
Yeah, thanks.
But you have so much more to offer. So professionally, tell us a little bit about your profession. You know, personally, you have done this massive growth. But professionally, you've been supporting other people in massive growth and healing for the last, 15 years?
Yeah, 17 years now.
17 years.
I know, it's going fast.
He's getting old.
We've been in kind of the baby phase, right? 4 kids later. And it's like, wait, how long have we been doing this?
Yeah.
But yeah, owning my own chiropractic business that you helped launch, which was another story. But going through that and then leaning into the functional medicine side of chiropractic and wanting to share that in a way that allows for me to just connect with more people and share this journey of what it means to move into nervous system regulation tools, and having had that experience myself where I got to experience what it meant to do group work.
Yeah.
And that was new. Because I've been doing one-on-one individual practice in a single room setting on the chiropractic table, working on the body, nervous system work there. And then a lot of that evolved into nutrition therapies and other breathwork techniques that you've shared with me in your yoga and somatic experience and practitioners experience. And I'd love for you to share a little bit more about that as well.
Yeah.
How we've kind of connected and literally married those two worlds of chiropractic, functional medicine, somatic embodiment, and yoga. And really that is going to become this program that we're launching into the world.
Yeah. So I'm a somatic therapist. I specialize in somatic experiencing, and a yoga instructor of about almost 14 years now, which is also wild. I still remember my first teacher training, and ultimately I went in that direction because there was something special about yoga where other experiences in my life didn't leave me feeling with a sense of peace, calm, clear-headedness. I'm very prone to anxiety and high activation or high sympathetic tone of my nervous system. And so after yoga, I always felt better. I always felt more like myself. And so when we started working together, I knew I wasn't going to be an admin for long. It just wasn't my gifting. I knew I wanted to work with people because I had my master's degree in psychology. But I wanted to also support people in their bodies the way you did. So I went into yoga teacher training, and that led me into somatic experiencing. And I've been working in a private practice of my own for the last several years, and I've loved it and have had to recently shift away from it. And that's part of also what's coming together. But I love this recognition of group work being so profound. You and I did a relationship group based in somatics, and it was so profoundly life-changing for me, and I was surprised by that because I've always found so much healing in the one-on-one setting. And it was such a profound experience that I kind of knew like that was what was next for you and your work and for us in our work together. And I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
So all that to say, you have wanted me to come alongside you in your work for a long time. Tell me about that.
Yeah, and you've been very resistant to this.
Yeah.
And really up until this point, I've just seen you as such a beautiful soul, and you are very gifted in your way of just connecting with people, and you're gifted in your way of seeing bodies and in your intuition in seeing where people might need a little bit of encouragement, and the tools that you've kind of come to understand and learn through your yoga and your somatic experiencing, and that you've shared with me, and watching you do your nervous system regulation work. I've taken so much from that and been able to share that through doing it myself, that you've really encouraged me to lean into this felt sense in my body that I've been wanting to kind of push off and being like, what do you mean feelings, right? As a man, I'm just like, this just was really hard for me to really resonate with for the longest time. And every time you were just, you were right?
I love hearing that.
And so I think that enmeshment in a good way, that we've actually come to kind of balance each other out in the skill sets that we share with each other.
So maybe not enmeshment, but connection and balance. I think that's really true. But there was a shift for me. So I had a private practice that was thriving. I loved it. I loved my clients. And I had to take a hard pivot when one of our kiddos was needing a new environment, a schooling environment. And we have tried a lot of different types of education. We have gone through a Waldorf system, which we really loved. But we've gone through the public school system with added supports, and nothing was resonating or landing for our kiddo. And I knew in my heart, and like you said, like intuitive sense, mom gut sense, that she needed something different, and I knew that was me. And so I stopped seeing clients and am now homeschooling, and I didn't expect to love it so much. I am shocked and amazed at how it's opened up not only her world but my world, and how now I want to share more of that with our other kids. But our other kids do really well in the public school system, and so it's this like really hard, like how do I pivot with them enough, which actually brought us into this new idea of world schooling. But how are we going to world school and take our kids around the world when your career is hands-on? And so it pushed us into this, well, we knew group work was next. We knew more functional medicine was next. And this more well-rounded approach where you have nervous system regulation hand in hand with functional medicine and all that you've come to know and support people in their healing. And so now we're here at this pivot point career-wise, where you've created something spectacular. Why don't you share a little bit about that?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I hope it's spectacular.
It is. It is. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't. That's how you got me in.
I am excited about sharing this and launching this into, a space where people can really still do something at a pace that is their own pace, but it's in that group type setting where there's still human connection, and I'm still there on that on those calls and in those videos, really guiding the process. And it is this lived experience of what it means to lean into nervous system regulation tools, and what it means to go through functional medicine tools that I've come to understand, and in teaching our children what it means to eat healthy and be balanced, and how that what we eat and being in our environment where that can influence your nervous system in a way that can actually either negatively impact your health or positively impact your health. And the things that we've come to learn as practitioners, as parents, and then what it means to lean into something new.
I think that to find balance in an imbalanced world is a challenge for all of us. And we're here to support that as we continue to grow and learn ourselves, because we're never there. We're always shifting and having to create changes in our healing journey because we're always changing. This body that I'm in today is so different than the body I was in 5 years ago, and it's different than the body I'll be in 5-10 years from now. And so it's about being present with ourselves in this now moment and getting connected to, like, what is my body calling for? What do I need more or less of in my life? And I think that's what this Somavere method is all about. It's holistic in nature. There's so many wonderful nervous system regulation, functional medicine programs, but there's just this one aspect. And it's really about blending it together, because we are so unique and different. And we're here to help guide and support people in finding their way, which is different than my way or your way or Joe's way or Sally's way.
Well, and that's where a lot of my journey in functional medicine was doing a lot of different protocols. If you were having heavy metal toxicity, it was a protocol for that. If you're having a thyroid issue, it was a protocol for that. If it was an adrenal issue or a brain issue or a gut issue, it was kind of more of this protocol approach, which was good, but it ended up, in my experience and what I've seen in the functional medicine world, and what usually landed people in my office, was that they've done these protocols and they've done really good protocols, and then it still was like a reversion. Not all the way, but there was some level of it just wasn't creating that health that they were looking for. And so that's where I was like, well, then there must be something else. And then tying it to the nervous system work as a chiropractor, the body work, the breath work, the embodiment tools that you've taught me, and then also teaching people that their body is a self-healing, self-regulating entity.
And you've said that to me since I met you, which I love that is a thread that you've woven through your entire practice from the very beginning. Because when we met, you were just finishing chiropractic school, which is wild. And look at us today. And I know sometimes it doesn't always feel that way. And so that's really where I felt like there was something more. And so Somavere is that method, that protocol, where it's not just one thing and then done. It's that journey that we are all going through, and it's going to be an ongoing process. And that ongoing process just honors the different phases and stages that we go through in life, and then ultimately leading to our ascension. And what that looks like, we're still learning. So here we go. Join us on the adventure.